So, Manchester City, nil. Arsenal, nil. And let me tell you, that was an absolute waste of time. That was 90 minutes of my life I'll never get back. That football game was probably the worst football game I've watched in such a long time. I was literally falling asleep throughout the game. I was literally yawning for like half the game. Both teams did absolutely nothing. No chances being created. I don't remember the goalkeepers even making a save. The only save I remember is maybe Raya from a corner. That's it. Apart from that, both the goalkeepers, Ortega and Raya, had literally nothing to do. It was like a beach. They were sitting on a beach chair, just like sitting there watching the game play out. They had nothing to do. This was the most hyped up game. The most hyped up game after the boring international break we went through. Manchester City versus Arsenal. The title decider, quote unquote, people were telling me. And it was so hyped up. It was all over Sky Sports, all over the social media. It was very hyped up, and that was probably the worst game I've ever seen. Nothing going on at all. First of all, I want to give a special mention to Arsenal. As a Tottenham fan, I hate Arsenal, I really do, but I want to give them credit for this one. Arsenal have actually improved under Arteta. I will say this right now. I remember in the past that Arsenal, every time they played Manchester City, they would always get slapped up. They'd always go to the Etihad or at home, and they'd always lose like 3, 4, 5-0, get their pants pulled down, get absolutely embarrassed all over the place. This Arsenal team, however, are different. I think you could clearly see the improvement that Arteta has made in this Arsenal team, the trajectory this team is at, and honestly, as a Tottenham fan, rivalry aside, I have to give him credit. I have to say it's pretty impressive what Arteta has done with this Arsenal team. I thought defensively, Arsenal were brilliant today. I thought Saliba, Gabriel, Ben White, I think the three of them had a really good game. Declan Rice as well, I thought he was pretty decent, breaking up attacks, stopping any kind of chances that City were trying to make. And he was pretty good today, but defensively, I think Arsenal held their own. They kept the City attack quiet. They kept Haaland quiet, De Bruyne quiet, Foden quiet. They kept all of them quiet. And it was clear to see Arsenal's game plan as well. They went to the Etihad. They didn't really try to play possession football. They went there to kind of be compact, sit back, defend pretty well, and just kind of hit on the transition. And it kind of worked for them. They had a couple of chances like that as well. Jesus, if he didn't slip up like always, he could have scored a chance as well. But their tactic worked. Arteta's tactic worked today. However, it's a shame because he has no goals to show for it. But Manchester City today absolutely blew it. This was probably one of the biggest games of the season for Manchester City. And honestly, if you ask me, I think the title is over for Manchester City. I don't think they're going to win the title this season. I don't think they are. I just don't see... They just don't look the same, Manchester City. Something is wrong with them, and I don't know what it is. Manchester City have not replaced Gundogan, and the hole is starting to show in the team. The role that Gundogan played in the Manchester City team, how he was so crucial and pivotal in the way they played in their tactics, it's starting to show that they haven't replaced him. Kovacic, yes, he's a good player, but he's not on the level of Gundogan. De Bruyne is someone today, I thought he was absolutely terrible. De Bruyne, obviously, he's a world-class player, but he was terrible today. The Arsenal defense dealt with him really well, and every time he had the ball, he didn't make a single dangerous pass that he always does to find an attacker. It's just he got the ball, and it would literally find an Arsenal defender or go out for a throw-in or a corner. He couldn't find a single Manchester City attacker today, and he was absolutely poor. Foden, again, the Arsenal defense, Ben White kept him pretty quiet. He had nothing to do as well. He got taken off, I think, for Jack Grealish, I think it was. But Erling Haaland, oh my god, let me tell you this. Erling Haaland, apart from scoring goals, offers absolutely nothing to the game. He is a liability in the way Manchester City play in their build-up. Don't get me wrong, he's an elite goal scorer. Haaland is a very, very world-class goal scorer. If you could create chances for him, 9 times out of 10, he's putting it in the back of the net. That's all he offers, though. In the build-up, he offers absolutely nothing. His ball control is absolutely horrible. He can't control the football. And every time Manchester City have to track back for defensive situations, he doesn't help out at all. He's camping on the halfway line, waiting for someone to pass the ball to him. And even then, if he gets the ball for a long ball, he can't control it. Doesn't create his own chances. He doesn't drop deep, maybe create chances for other teammates, try to get other players involved like Harry Kane does. Haaland needs chances. He's a striker that needs chances, or else if he's not getting chances, he's not scoring at all. And clearly we saw it today. If he's not getting chances, he's not scoring. Arsenal knew that. Arsenal realized that, like, yo, if we could just manage to block off Haaland, if we could just manage to stop Haaland getting any dangerous chances, we have a chance to keep a clean sheet here. Because, again, they kept De Bruyne quiet, which is literally the key for Haaland getting a lot of chances. And then if De Bruyne is quiet, Haaland's quiet as well. Because if they could stop De Bruyne from delivering dangerous quality balls, Haaland's not getting any chances at all. And Arsenal did that to an absolute T today. The tactics for City were basically the same how they play every game. Just dominate the ball, dominate the game, have the possession, knock it about, create chances and score. That was their game plan. But I think Arsenal really neutralized that. They let City have the ball and just defended pretty well. Again, Arsenal defended pretty well. They let City have the ball, they let them pass it around and everything, but they defended pretty well. And I think Arsenal could have won the game as well. I think they had a few chances. I think Trossard at the end, he could have maybe done something. Jesus, if he didn't slip at the crucial moment, he could have scored. But I think Arsenal could have won today. But one thing actually, this game lacked? This game lacked a decisive player. It lacked a player who's gonna just pick up the ball and just blast it in from 20 yards out and score. Take the risk for the team and potentially win it. It lacked that player. It lacked a player who was gonna take risks for his team, beat a fullback, maybe cut inside, shoot, put in a dangerous cross. It lacked that kind of player. It lacked a decisive player that was gonna just take a risk for the team and try to win it. And honestly, I think modern football has kind of killed that. They've killed players like those, especially in this game as well. I think a lot of the players that are playing today in this game have been kind of so drilled into the tactics. They've been so drilled in and indoctrinated by the tactics of the managers, especially these modern day managers that no, you have to play like this, you have to play like this, you have to play like this, and killing any sort of creativity and risk that these players have, and just drilling them into no, play like this, you have to play like this, you have to be in this position at this time. And honestly, that's just killing modern football as well. It's killing the joy of the game. And honestly, this match reaction is probably going to be super short because literally there was nothing to talk about, bro. This whole game, it was a snooze fest. It was a snooze fest. I kid you not, for half the game, I was on my phone just playing some mobile game. I wasn't even watching the game. I had the audio going on the back and just on my phone just playing some mobile game. Literally, it was such a boring game. So this match reaction is probably super short, but honestly, I have nothing else to say, really, because it was such a boring game. Nothing really happened, other than just passing the ball around and players wasting time. Literally, nothing happened. But I think the league's done for City. I don't think they're winning the league. I don't think they're winning the Champions League either. I think they're getting knocked out by Real Madrid. Because if they play against Real Madrid are winning. That's for sure. I know that 100%. Because Real Madrid won't let them off the hook. But I don't know. What do you guys think about Man City? Because they're looking hella spooky this season. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think Manchester City can still win the league? Do you guys think they can still do anything in the Champions League? What do you guys know? Let me know in the comments.